with songs and identifying birds by song, it opens up a whole new world for birding. Some of these species I know I've heard many times and probably seen very few times. So you'll hear 100 times something singing and maybe get a glimpse at it once or twice in a lifetime. Birding is something I think that was in my blood at a very young age. No matter what I'm doing, birding is always in the back of my mind. So it's part of who I am. My name is Don Weidl, and I've been a bird watcher for over 58 years. I was fortunate to start bird watching at a very young age and had a great mentor. Got into environmental consulting. Took me into many different areas of Saskatchewan and Western Canada. The main part I was doing was a lot of listed endangered species surveys. I was fortunate enough to be out here and do some of the breeding bird surveys. So I spent off and on most of 6 months out in the park here, tallying birds and getting to know parts of the park. Duck Mountain, located in central Saskatchewan near the Manitoba border, is the southern edge of the boreal forest. The understory and the rolling hills is what makes it very interesting for hikers and especially bird watchers. This area is unique in the park because there's a fair bit of tamarack and the fen bog, which has a lot of stunted black spruce and tamarack, and open areas that is quite different than any other part of the park. So this bird singing off to our left here, Tennessee warbler, pretty typical of this area, and we're the middle of the afternoon and it's singing pretty strong, so you can hear that series of sharp chips. Again, another warbler species that you can see, but they stay hidden pretty good. Not as colorful as some of the other gems. The little warblers, I call them gems because their color is so beautiful. And red-breasted nuthatch in the background, and a red-eyed vireo. Songbirds, it's kind of a term that we use rather loosely because most birds make a noise, but songbirds are kind of a separate little group of birds that, as their name applies, birds that sing a lot, as opposed to some birds that are just doing caws and crows. Songbird vocalizations are something, it's music to my ears, really. American redstart singing farther back in the bush. The thing about the Pelly Trail, there's no spruce trees out this way, but it's thick with undergrowth of maple and poplar, aspen trees. Great habitat for a mixed forest for different types of birds. There's 217 species of birds being observed and recorded in Duck Mountain Park. So it's a good variety of species. There's nothing like the boreal forest or other parts of Saskatchewan. Really, we live in an area where the diversity of birds probably is as good as anywhere in North America, if not the world. I think spending time in nature is one of those things that's infinite. You're never going to see enough. There's always something new. It never gets old. I don't think there'll be a day when I'll say that I've seen enough. I don't want to go out and bird anymore or even get out into the wilderness to experience just the feeling of being out there.